Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the Lakers play the Memphis Grizzlies tonight, Summer League game at 8 o'clock. That's about an hour from now, 8 o'clock Pacific time. So I know you guys in the Eastern side of things are not going to be getting too much sleep tonight if you're staying up to watch this one. But yeah, we're playing the Memphis Grizzlies, and this is going to be a tough task. You know, now what does tough task mean? I thought the Celtics game was going to be easy for us and we got beaten. So I don't know what that really means, but I can tell you this. Some of the guys that are on the real Memphis Grizzlies big club are going to be playing in this game. Basically, the whole starting five is a bunch of dudes on their bench or guys that they know are coming. Saldama, Kenny Lofton, Zaire Williams, Xavier Tillman. Like, these are real dudes, actual Memphis Grizzlies. So it's like, I don't know why Memphis sent out so many of their real players. Jake LaRavia, like all their real players are in the Summer League. So we're going to be seeing basically the Memphis Grizzlies bench tonight. Without Max Christie, unfortunately, because we know Max is probably likely shut down for the Summer League. I thought it was a foregone conclusion that he would be shut down, but there's some ambiguity to that as of right now, but I don't expect to see him at all. Whatever little injuries are taking place in the Summer League, guys are going to just get shut down. It's not going to even be an issue. So I don't know who else is or is not playing, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing our unit go back out there and try to make up for what we did not do against the Boston Celtics, if we so choose. And I say that because I know that wins are not necessarily the goal in the Summer League, but to showcase talent and ultimately find out who's who. So I expect to see more of that. Not so much best Laker basketball, so to speak, but more so just the last finishing touches on who's getting cut. Excuse me. So that's what I expect. Hopefully we can see a lot more Max Lewis today since Max Christie's out. I'd like to think they finally give him some real minutes and let him stay on the floor for some real time. Jalen Hood-Schifino continuing to get better and better every game. I like that his three ball is starting to fall. I'm getting really confident that he's going to become a better shooter than he showed in the first couple of games of the Summer League. So the upside for him offensively is really solid. Defensive side is much better than I thought. So I'm big on Jalen Hood-Schifino right now. I just really like the young fella more than I did on draft night. Every time I see him play, I like him more and more. Aggressive, crafty around the rim. Finds ways, even though he's not overly explosive, he finds ways of getting a good shot up when contact is made, which is clever. You know, a guy who can get hit in midair and then contort and bump and get layups off and stuff like that. He's really crafty in that way, even at 20 years old, 19, whatever he is right now. So 3 years, 4 years from now, when he puts on more muscle, he's going to explode through contact and be an and one type of guy, finishing plays on the contact. So I'm excited about that aspect of his game, and so on and so forth. I want to see what we do with him. It's unfortunate Max isn't going to be playing out there because I just want to see those two players on the floor as much as possible, because I really do think that could potentially be our backcourt of the future, with the exception, of course, of Austin Reeves, who may want to play some two as well, but I think he could play some three. But our future is set with our guard spot, and I love that we've addressed that in the draft with homegrown Lakers that we've gotten out off of either drafted or undrafted. So it's exciting times, man. Colin Castleton is just another diamond in the rough. Demoy Hodge, same thing. You just love the scouts are hard at work, continuing to find talent everywhere you look. Even Alex Fudge is starting to show us that he's a prospect that we should be excited about on both sides of the floor. He's been doing things defensively with his length, with the minutes given, that's really been popping off the screen. Made a fantastic touch pass. It was a part of a hockey assist type situation where I don't remember who got him to pass, but he immediately made a fantastic rhythm play to get an assist off to another player. So his cerebral nature and the timing from which he can create is something that I'm starting to see glimpses of with Alex Fudge. So, when a guy has length, explosive athleticism, helps on the defensive side in areas that make sense, and then on the offensive side has good continuity intangibles, you got a real player. So that's what I see there in Alex Fudge. Excited about just the whole bench of the Lakers, the future of our bench looks spectacular. That's what I'm here to say. I don't think we drafted any future stars, but our role-playing situation is going to be set up for the next 7 years if we develop everybody properly, and that is a very, very good thing. I want people to know how good of a thing that is, because that means in a world where superstars swap back and forth, $40 million contracts swap back and forth, the integrity of your team, the team itself, can stay as a foundation for anything else that could be interchangeable. And I just don't think many teams are built like that in 2023. A lot of these teams want to build the stars first and then try to figure out everything else afterward, like Phoenix is doing, like Miami's going to have to do, like the Clippers are going to have to do. But to be honest with you, we're doing it the other way, and I think there's a better, longer, sustainable path, making sure that everything you have is with upside and with the ability to play a role and all of these different things. We're not gonna have no problem ushering ourselves out of the LeBron James, Anthony Davis era and into whatever the next era is going to be, with all of these different affordable contracts coming together to make a cohesive team. I'm so excited about the Lakers right now. And so that's really what it is. That's what I want to say, man. I didn't have a whole lot to say to start before this particular matchup because I don't really know. I haven't been following the Memphis Grizzlies in the summer league, and I'm not really looking for any specific thing. The only reason why I even cared about us winning the Celtic matchup was because it was the Celtics. Other than that, I'm more so curious about the data itself. Who can play, who cannot, little stuff like what I've been telling you right here, looking for little things like Fudge doing this, Ace Jalen doing that. That's more so what I think I'm interested in this summer league matchup tonight. Obviously, you guys heard me talk a lot about Kenny Lofton, again, in the Memphis Grizzlies side of the things, and that's a player I'm definitely going to be paying attention to tonight too, because he's about 250 pounds and he's just completely fluid on both sides of the floor. He helps you defensively, gets in transition. He's a big body, but he's not afraid to run. That kid reminds me of some type of Charles Barkley-like figure. He's going to develop, and if he gets in better shape, it's going to be over for everybody. So I'm letting people know now that I expect Kenny Lofton to have a big game tonight. I expect Kenny Lofton to have a big career, and I'd imagine he's going to showcase himself pretty well tonight, coming off the bench for their summer league. I don't know why they keep doing that kind of stuff with him. Why the hell is he coming off the bench for your summer league? He's probably the best player on your summer league. But yeah, hopefully he can get his opportunities and start showcasing himself to be one of them big-time players that I think he's going to ultimately turn into. So, yeah, that's what I got to say, man. Watch out for that Memphis Grizzlies team tonight. Zaire Williams, I'm surprised he's playing in the summer league. And this is why I said I wanted Cam Reddish to play in the summer league. Wasn't he drafted the same year? You know, and probably has less developing to do than Cam. So for me, you know, I'm not going to sit up here and say if guys want to be serious about their career, they got to do more. But what I'm saying is if there was an opportunity for Cam to play in the summer league, I think he missed it. You know what I mean? He missed it. Because I don't care if you've been in the league for 4 or 5 years. If you've only played a handful of games in your entire career, you're a prospect, fam. That's it. You are a prospect. And you need to be out there. And so I salute the Memphis Grizzlies players who have been in the league for 3-4 years. Guys like Santi, whoever's on that team that I know, LaRavia, these guys have been in the league for more than 3 years. They out there because they know that they have to get developed. They know if they want to win a championship, they're going to have to come together to make a very cohesive bench. And that's what I want to see from every Laker on this team that's not named LeBron or AD or the guys that got paid, Austin and Rui. Everybody else needs to be trying to prove themselves more or less. You know, guys like Vincent don't have to, obviously, guys who got paid. But any of these prospects or any of these misfits, you know, or guys that didn't quite develop properly to Jackson Hayes, man, they need to be proving themselves in the summer league and in the preseason. They need to be putting in that work because your careers ain't gotten off the ground yet. So you're still trying to make that big money. There ain't nothing you ain't willing to prove if you're serious. Especially when you look up and see what Gabe just got, what Fred VanVleet just got. Like, there's no excuse for anybody who hasn't gotten off to a good start to not believe in the process of being able to turn it around. Now, when those two are getting paid in the same summer, hell no. So I'm not leaving no excuses for the prospects that haven't developed yet. You still got work to do. You still got a room to grow, and you still got a spot to capture on your team. So let this be encouragement to all young players in this era, or of course in the future. If you're gonna be in the NBA and your career ain't starting off the right way, maybe you was drafted to the wrong team, you got to do more than everybody else. You got to do more than the guy that got the best opportunity You know, you got to do more than the guy who got the perfect role, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to emerge amongst all the competition in your position and all the competition amongst the league in your position. That's when you're gonna be able to rise to the top and be chosen over the others in the free agent pool. You know what I mean? So that's what that's what's on my mind right now. I just want to encourage all young players to put in the work, man. Put in the work. Don't let the critics or those doctors, anybody else, tell you can't do it. Just do what it is that you're supposed to do and pay attention to your body and take care of yourself. I say doctors with reluctance because I know doctors tell you not to do something, don't do it. But I'm talking about for those who say your career is over, you'll never run again, like they're saying Alonzo Ball. Nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I ain't trying to hear it. I'm not accepting that. Guys just gotta work their progressions to get as healthy as possible and be as patient with as long as it takes to get healthy. A guy like Alonzo Ball, it may be a 3 or 4 year plan to get him back to the league. But if I were him, I'd be determined to do that, because even at 28 years old, you still got a long career ahead of you. So that's why I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm not listening to nobody tell us we can't do it. We're gonna do it. So that's what I want to encourage all of my basketball followers. And it's something that's been on my mind too. Maybe you're a parent, maybe you're a mom or a dad who has a basketball playing daughter or son. These are the type of things that we want to encourage you guys to instill in your kids. Like, yo, keep working, don't give up on your craft. Even some of the guys who are not considered the most talented have found ways of carving a career out of this thing and have made a good living for themselves, even overseas, even if people tell them they can't do it. Saw a guy like today, I don't know his name, but for the Dallas Mavericks, I don't know how this happened, but he ended up running the wrong way, dunked the ball on the wrong basket. Very, very embarrassing stuff. Went viral. He's at a path in his career right now where he could either quit because of the grand mistake, the grand just inexplicable how the hell that happened, or you can accept that your path is going to be deterred and start doing what you got to do to continue to make a career out of this thing. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. If you were as garbage as that action showed, you wouldn't have gotten this far. That's what I would tell him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, if you suck that bad, you'd be sitting on this couch with me. You made a mistake that nobody should make, but we've seen J.R. Smith do it in the finals. You know what I'm saying? We've seen people make mistakes. So my thing is, you're only as bad as you believe yourself to be. And if you make a mistake, an inexplicable, stupid mistake, maybe the weed was too strong. I don't know, but the point is that didn't define who you are. Every bit of the good that you did and the work that you put in got you to the point where you could even have a Mavericks jersey on. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to say to that player. I don't even know what his name is, but I know he's going viral for doing something really, really stupid on the basketball floor. And if I were in a different mindset, I would laugh at him and say, how the hell did that happen? You call yourself a professional, blah, blah, blah. But now that I'm in a space in my life where I've made certain mistakes, done certain things that don't make no damn sense in my history and past, I could just say, yo, none of them things define me, just like that decision didn't define him. Now, he'll be remembered for that. I'm fortunate enough to where y'all didn't see my biggest mistakes on SportsCenter, but the point is, he can also take that as a calling card to his fame, and anytime anybody remembers him, they're going to remember that, but they also will remember him, and that could be something that goes in a positive direction for him. You know what I mean? And as he continues to get better as a basketball player, we can laugh at that. And the better he gets, the more funny that's going to be. So that's what I would tell him, man. Get your mind right first. Get your mind right first. Whatever the hell caused you to think you was on offense or whatever that situation was, if you was making a mistake, I didn't see the context of what happened. I don't know how that played out. But if the mistake was on you, which it clearly looked like it was, then we got to figure it out as it pertains to what the hell happened there. How do we forget that we were on offense deep? And that, who knows? Maybe there's a perfectly great explanation for that. Maybe it's something he can sure up. But lapses in focus and anxiety and various things like that could force you into a position to just be confused, even when it don't make no sense for you to be confused. Especially if you like to dabble in certain types of stuff that ain't supposed to necessarily make you clear of thought. All right, let's just be honest. So that's what I want to say, man. I know this is a Laker video, but I also want to just incorporate that in there because I'm not going to sit up here and lie to y'all and say I felt bad for homie. I'm embarrassed for him, but in the grand scheme of things, when you're going through real stuff, I don't feel bad for him. He's in the NBA. But I do believe that he's probably going to have to learn Lithuanian. He's going to have to learn, man. He's going to have to learn some Chinese. But I don't think that's the end of his basketball road, and I don't think that everybody in those circumstances is done with their professional dreams or making great things happen in basketball. If you love the sport, you just keep playing. So that's what I want to encourage everybody to keep doing, man. And it's not limited to basketball, of course, but that's what we're talking about. So, but yeah, man, as far as everything else, you guys, of course, we're 30 minutes and some change away from the game starting. And of course, I'll have something for you at the end of that game, loosely breaking down whatever I see, depending on how encouraged I am by what I see in regards to that game versus the Memphis Grizzlies tonight with the Lakers in Vegas. And yeah, that is pretty much what I got, man. One little nugget that is common sense, but I think I will carry with me for the rest of my life as it pertains to the Summer League is, it's what everybody's been saying. If you're going to focus on the Summer League, make sure it's the early games. It's common sense, but I never really thought of it in that way. But it's just like anything else. Once you get closer to the end of a Summer League process, any injuries, any type of little knickknacks, teams are going to want to pull those players to keep from having any chance at a long-term injury. So the likelihood you're going to see some of the better names is going to be early on. You're definitely not going to see them later. It's sort of like buying tickets in the regular season. When you buy tickets for the last 2 weeks of the regular season, you're going to be dealing with the load management. We're trying to rest our starters for the playoffs. You may not see none of the players that you're hoping to see if you buy tickets in the regular season for some of these great teams. They're going to shut their players down. Like the Denver Nuggets did in the last couple weeks of the season. You didn't even see Jokic. You know what I mean? So Summer League is the same way. And we just got to be, careful not to find ourselves in situations where we miss what it is that we're ultimately there to see. So I know that's not what the NBA wants to hear. They want you to buy tickets all the time. I don't get a dime for telling y'all to go see teams that don't have your favorite stars on it. It just is what it is. In a load management world, that is what is the truth. Also, I think the in-season tournament is going to do a great deal to try to encourage players to play more basketball in the regular season, hopefully to remedy this problem, which is why I'm not against the in-season tournament. If this were not a possible solution to the problem, I probably wouldn't want the in-season tournament. But since this is somewhat of an issue, I think it's a good try at encouraging people to play more. And so that's why I like the in-season tournament. And I told you guys I was going to break it down and give you guys a rundown of that. And I still have yet to understand it myself. So I got to watch somebody else break it down before I can actually break it down for y'all. But I think it's loosely based on last season's information in regards to your team. Whatever your team's record was, that's how they're lining you up to be in this tournament. So I'm optimistic that this will be a good addition, just like the play-in tournament. The in-season tournament and the play-in tournament. Two different things. Very easy to mistake one for the other, but I think the in-season tournament can be a welcome addition to the NBA, so long as they are monitoring how interested we're all into it, which I'm sure they are. But if it turns out to be a failure, then get rid of it. That's basically what I'm saying. So yeah, that is pretty much the end of my content for this particular hour, I guess. And of course, like I said, I have something for you at the end of the game. And yeah, I hope everyone's having a fantastic summer. It's really hot in Los Angeles right now, so if you're out here or if you're anywhere hot, make sure you're hydrating and get as much rest as necessary. That's what I got. BDF44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.